Outlander prophecy told by the Brahn Seer, a prophecy or a time-born artifact? In this episode of our podcast, I introduced this question to Jenny because I wanted to discuss the possibility of the prophecy being told for a very specific reason or it having no relevance at all. I have a million videos explaining the prophecy, but the long and short of it is that there is a prophecy that says a Scot will return to the throne and it will stem from the Fraser's line, and it will happen upon the eclipse of the White Rose, which is the Stuart line. TV show made it into a 200-year-old baby prophecy, so we're not really talking about that version. Theorize that if the prophecy was going to be fulfilled, that William would be the obvious choice to do so because nobody knows that he is a Scot, and the fact that he's Lord Ellesmere and he's a Grey and Hal is already in Parliament, it would make sense that he at one point could make executive decisions for Scotland and through Parliament, but nobody would ever know that he was a Scot. But I introduced something a little bit different, and I was talking about time-born artifacts. So we learn in the novella Exile that Kenneth Mackenzie is the Brahn Seer, and he reads of the prophecy in a book, the same book that Frank reads it in the future, and he travels back from the 60s and then starts telling the prophecy. So it's kind of a chicken before the egg situation, who actually wrote the prophecy. During the episode, we were talking about my theory that every time Claire is healing Jamie, she is changing his aura all the way up until the final time that she heals him on King's Mountain in book 9, where I believe that he dies. That was the 9th life in the prophecy, and then he is resurrected as something different. If that is the case, Jenny was talking about the Bible code theory, how you can take any book, any kind of work of fiction, nonfiction, whatever it is, and you can apply a mathematical equation and it will tell a prophecy. And it's almost as if the Bible in this instance was foretelling 9/11. You really have to listen to the podcast episode and listen to Jenny explain it because it makes a lot more sense. Now, I've always been of the belief that Master Raymond is the puppeteer of the entire Outlander universe, that he is guiding all of the timelines to ensure Jamie's survival and Jamie's resurrection. Jenny refers to him as the godlike figure and Jamie as the Jesus-like figure, and honestly, that tracks. Now, if we apply the Bible code theory, it would basically be saying that Master Raymond could be the one that is leaving these clues or these prophecies and other volumes of text for historians or anyone really to find. That somehow Kenneth was able to translate the text, or someone before him, creating the Fraser prophecy. He hears it in the 60s, time travels back to the 1800s, starts telling the prophecy as the Brahn Seer, and then Frank later finds the same piece of text, writes it in the letter to Bree, and that is why Bree and Claire time travels, allowing them to be on King's Mountain to save Jamie's life. Now, when Claire saves Jamie's life on King's Mountain, we're fulfilling the 9 lives prophecy that Jamie was told by the seer in Paris. We're fulfilling the white hair prophecy of Claire's that was being told. And in theory, we're fulfilling the Fraser prophecy because it served its purpose, meaning that the prophecy was only ever told to get them to that moment. Just really want to hear people's thoughts on, 1, that episode, and 2, if you think that the prophecy is literal and it's meant to be fulfilled, if it's a time-born artifact, meaning that there's really no author to it, or if it's a time-born artifact that was placed there on purpose by Master Raymond so that Frank and Kenneth would find it, setting off the chain of events that needed to happen in order for Jamie to be resurrected. Start a whole new playlist that is just book 9, Jamie's resurrection, so all the videos are in one place, because I probably sound like I'm rambling like a crazy person if you have not seen the other videos.